Hello, hi everybody. How are you? This is your girl Grace, a physical therapist, I'm a life coach, and a servant of Jesus Christ. So, in today's video, I wanted to bring you some wonderful information. This is just a question that somebody asked me regarding what is the difference between physiotherapy in the United Kingdom and physiotherapy in the United States. Man, where do I start? So, this video, I'm going to try as much as possible to be as honest as I can be because I've lived in both of the continents and I feel like I can share some of the truths that I know about this. So, you want to make that move to live in the United Kingdom or in the United States as a physiotherapist, a nurse, and occupational therapist. This is an honest opinion of my experiences in comparison for the two places. So, the first thing that I would love to tell you before you embark on your journey to live, whether in the UK or in the US, is make sure you do your research. Make sure you really research every single thing that you need to know before you make this move. It's actually a major move. Now, in terms of which one or which direction should you go, first things first, in the United Kingdom, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, or even nursing is a bachelor's or a master's degree. So you apply for your university studies, you do a 3-year study or a 2-year accelerated or 3-year accelerated if you're doing a master's program. And once you graduate in the United Kingdom as a physiotherapist or occupational therapist, you can then apply for your first role as a junior physiotherapist or occupational therapist or junior nurse. There's no other things as such that you need to do. Once you finish your education, you apply for your job and then you get your job to work in the United Kingdom. The only other thing that you would definitely need to do would be to register with the Healthcare Professions Council, which is the regulatory body for allied health professions in the United Kingdom. Unless you're in nursing, then you would need to register with the NMC, which is the Nursing Medical Council in the United Kingdom. So these are the two things that I know is that once you finish your education in the UK, you can definitely go ahead and apply for your first job as a physiotherapist, occupational therapist, or, allied health profession, whichever one that you are doing. Now, when it comes to the United States, it's a very different kettle of fish. So especially for those of you that are foreign trained, from India, from Nigeria, Africa, Ghana, from another country that's not in the United States or in the United Kingdom, if you're embarking to go to the United States to study or to work, I would strongly advise you that the first thing that you need to do, make sure you do a thorough research. Depending on whether you have a master's in physical therapy or occupational therapy, or depending on whether you have a bachelor's degree, you must make sure that you do your research. So what I know in the United States is that if you're an international student, the first thing that you really need to do is make sure that you apply to the Foreign Credentializing Agency for Physical Therapy. They're the regulatory body that will do a credential evaluation of your education. When they finish the credential evaluation of your education, then they will let you know whether all your education that you studied in your home country is equivalent to that of the United States. If they find that you are not equivalent, then they would literally send you back to school. And that can mean even going back to college or college level, or for those of you that do A levels or AS level, it might mean you going back to do those credits or subjects that you didn't do in your home country, like biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics. So this is where it gets really tricky, and this is why I said you must do your research if you're coming to the United States and or you want to come and live and work in the United States as a physiotherapy, occupational therapist, or like allied health professional. So once you go through the credentializing process, assuming that all your education is exactly in the same or direct match with that of the United States, then the foreign credentializing agency would give you a clearance that all your education matches. So the next thing that you would need to do would be to contact the foreign, the FSBPT as they call them, which is another regulatory body that regulates the exams. So if you're coming from an outside country, then basically if your educational credential goes really well, after 6 weeks of review or 12 weeks of review, I think it takes about 12 weeks for them to review everything, and you must, your higher education or institution must submit all your transcripts directly to them. You cannot submit your transcript. They will not accept your transcripts from you. So once they finish the evaluation of your transcripts, which can take anywhere between 6 weeks to 12 weeks, if everything goes well and you have all the requirements or all the required subjects, then you will now be eligible to sit for the licensing exam. So unlike the United Kingdom, in America, if you're a physiotherapist, if you're in any healthcare profession in the United States, you would definitely need to take a board exam. I don't even care if you studied in America itself. You will definitely need to sit your board exam for physiotherapy, occupation. You are not exempt from that if you're an international therapist. So you have to be prepared to also sit for the board exam. And then once you pass your board exam, before you can get your license to practice your profession as a physiotherapist, occupational therapist, speech and language therapist, or vice versa. On the other hand, in the United Kingdom, once you graduate, like I said, from uni or university, you can apply for your first job and go ahead and start gaining very, very relevant, valid work experience. In the United States, you have to go through the hurdles. The first one being doing your credential evaluation. The second one being, if you got through that credential evaluation, then you still need to tackle the board exam in the United States before you will get the clearance to get your license. I've known a lot of therapists that made it through the evaluation process, but they didn't actually pass the board exams, and because of that, they're not able to practice in the United States. And some of them actually studied in the United States, which is very, very frustrating. I also believe that in the United States, you have like a 6 trial period. So if you've done your board exams 6 times and you didn't pass, you will never be allowed to take the board exams again. So you can waive your dreams of becoming a physiotherapist or a professional in that field goodbye. So it's quite really, it can be serious, it can be really frustrating and disappointing for a lot of people. But I just wanted to share this information because somebody asked me, what is the difference between physiotherapy in the United Kingdom or physiotherapy in the United States? Like, where should they go? So these are some of the things that you need to consider before you make that determination of where you should go. So the other thing as well is when it comes to flexibility pay, I would say that, in the United States, I believe that you get paid more in the United States, and you have more scope for practice in the United States. In the United Kingdom, I think the pay is pretty good, but I think in both countries, It depends on whether you're working as a permanent staff or an agency. If you're working as an agency staff, whether you're in the United Kingdom or in the United States, you will be getting paid a lot of money. But you have to be on your feet because they want you to like hit the ground running with your experience. So if you don't feel like you're very, very confident enough once you've graduated, I would definitely recommend that maybe you do like a permanent role where you can get all your clinical rotations, especially in the United Kingdom, and then you can then diverge or go into doing agency, locum, or other things that you're interested in. In the United States, like I said, it's very versatile. You can work in nursing homes, you can work in hospitals, you can work in rehabilitation centers, you can work in like offices, schools. It's very versatile where you can work as a physiotherapist or occupational therapist. And the pay also depends on your experience and how you can negotiate the market and market your skills. So remember, you can negotiate your skills. You are that professional. You've paid top dollar or top pounds to go to school. So make sure that you negotiate your salary really, really well. So this is like a short video that I wanted to bring just to give you guys some information. For those of you that are not really sure, should I go to the US or should I go to the UK? I just want to bring you the truth. I just want to help guide you a bit to make that decision. If you're going to the United Kingdom, you have the flexibility of once you finish your studies, you can start your first professional job, or once you have your healthcare professional registration in the United Kingdom, you can start working as a therapist as soon as you interview and get the job. But on the other hand, in the United States, it does not work that way. You have to go through a credentializing evaluation first. And if the credentializing evaluation doesn't go well, then you have to go back to college and do some of your college classes if that's what you're found lacking in. Or you might need to do like a wound care course. Like for me, I had to do wound care because in the United Kingdom, we don't do wound care as physical therapists, but in the United States, they do wound care. So those are some of the things you might have to navigate and then decide which, are you ready? Are you willing? You have to have money to pay for your credential evaluation. It can cost up to $1,000. And if you have to go back and do extra classes, you have to pay for those extra classes. And then you have to pay another between $600 to $800 to do another reevaluation before you can actually move forward. So these are some of the things that you really, really might want to think about to determine if you're going to move, whether to move to the UK or to the US. But one thing that you can do is don't lose hope, don't lose faith. That's why I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you do your homework, do your research and see what are the requirements, because chances are maybe you've done most of those requirements, so you'll be in a very good position when you apply for your credentializing evaluation, that you will definitely be guaranteed success, that you will be cleared of everything. And then all you will need to do is get through the hurdle of doing your board exams. And even with the board exams, you have review courses. Like, you know, I have a fantastic, amazing like coach that teaches like people that want to pass their board exams. So I hope this video has been so helpful to somebody. I'm just trying to share my knowledge, my experiences, my information. If you like my video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions at all regarding like life in the UK or life in the United States, feel free to reach out to me. I'm your girl, Grace. I hope to see you again. Keep sharing, share the love, and good luck on your journey to transitioning to the Western world. Have a great day.